Welcome to the Port Charles Update with your hosts, Mish and Mel.
Hello.
Hello. Why don't you share with our listeners where you would like to start, unfortunately?
Oh, I don't want to, but it's definitely the lead in we just have to do. So, what would you do if Stella came to your work with donuts asking if everybody and their mama could decorate your nursery?
See, the thing is, I would have taken the donuts and then closed the door. So I don't know how she maintains face. How did you feel about that scene?
I'm yelling at the TV and I'm like, this is insane. Like, I understand Stella wants to bring the family together. I understand the concept of like wanting the baby to come in and for everybody to kind of put their garbage aside. But something about the Ashford family and rushing past really big things. Like I don't think
Yes.
I'm not over the fact that they told Curtis, "So what, your dad abandoned you for 40 years, just, hurry it
Get
up."
over it.
And what I thought was bizarre in the whole situation was, "Oh, no, 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 just for your baby and your nursery. Curtis and Jordan can do what they want with theirs." That
Right?
was so I did not understand the logic. I was trying to. I have no idea if it's because for Stella, she felt like that was the baby's real home. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's because, like, it used to be Curtis's home. I have no idea. And maybe it is because the other one is, like, Jordan's house and she doesn't maybe see it as Curtis's also.
You can see that she's still not very comfortable with the whole Curtis and Jordan situation. And it's
Oh.
either her inclination to kind of push this family back together that once this baby is here, they'll feel the love and they've already created kind of this base of setting up the room. But holy, did that take some gusto for her to go in there and ask that. And for Portia to maintain respect, she did throw in a few things that she wanted to say and needed to say. Uh, but she handled it far better than I ever would.
Well, what made me feel better is when she was talking to Isaiah, because I'm like, "Okay, so I'm not alone here. You guys also think this is crazy." But listening to you talk, are you saying like, is Stella in a weird way laying the groundwork for Curtis and Portia, you think, to get back together? Is
I
that what you were
feel
kind of saying?
That's what it feels like right now. Like, I
Oh.
just feel like every time she goes into his place, like when he was working from home that day,
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
whole pregnancy test talk, like, I don't feel that she's completely at ease, even though they had this, like, what Jordan felt was a breakthrough. I don't feel she's really quite there yet.
Okay. Okay, that I can respect. Like, a scheme, I can
Yeah.
get behind that, but I couldn't get behind because in my mind, I'm like, she's accepted the situation, and now she's just being really invasive, but if there's a plot here, okay, I can get behind that. I mean, I'm glad that she's happy about Trina, like, Trina was basically taking the lead, but I also thought it was crazy, like, did anyone ask if Portia wanted to be involved? Because she's in her office, and then once Stella gets to Curtis's, Trina starts planning, Curtis is all on board, and then Jordan asks that question, "Well, what about ours?" He's like, "No, do you." Again, I didn't like any of it, I found it really weird.
Same.
Trina's excited, and I guess Portia's fine with it, so I guess if Portia's fine with it, I'm fine with it. I'm not sure who I should use as my, like, measuring stick. Maybe Isaiah, because he's like, they're crazy.
Isaiah's a total normie, and I love it. Portia's trying to keep the peace, but yes, I was very annoyed. Like, it's one thing if when Stella said, "This is what Portia agreed to," and it's another. The whole point was togetherness and family, and then they're planning the room. Like, I couldn't wrap my head around all of those details.
I know. Another tiny, tiny detail, okay, was when Jordan and Curtis were talking and they were getting excited about going to a fancy restaurant. We saw the preview, so we kind of understood, that this was leading somewhere. But before my mind went to drama, to that kind of dramatic drama, I was thinking about small drama, just the reality of like going to a fancy restaurant
Right?
that they can.
They can now wait till everybody's sleep deprived. I know they'll be sharing the baby back and forth, but the last time Jordan was sleep deprived was like 30 years ago.
I know. She's been talking about how her life's been amazing
Right?
lately. And it's just a very different experience for Isaiah and Portia, right? Like Portia's pregnant and he's taking care of her and they're kind of more like
Yes.
nesting and being cozy. They're not necessarily out and about. It's very different, lifestyles. So I
Mhm.
just felt like the lifestyle was being brought up.
So, okay, wait. I'm just gonna jump in a second because you made me picture something.
Okay.
So one, her like fancy condo. Could you imagine a baby screaming and puking there? And then her
No.
fancy car that had like, I know the fancy cars not like have no handles, but I'm like, you can't fit a car seat in your little convertible, friend.
No, like, nobody who buys that condo is thinking, "I'm gonna raise my ex-husband, current boyfriend's ex-wife's baby."
That should be put on a card.
Congratulations on your ex-husband's new boyfriend's ex-wife's baby that
Yeah.
you get to raise.
Praise, totally am.
Yeah.
Mhm.
#grateful. So the thing is, scared. Just scared. We saw the preview. We saw cars on the road. We knew that there was going to be some kind of an accident.
Because more
It
than one person drives. Like, that town is bonkers.
apparently not on that road. So that's what was weird. Like, why would this happen
Mhm.
on the 91 when no one really drives there? Um, I know it's bad. I do. But because I'm bracing myself and I don't want something bad to happen, I don't want anyone to get hurt.
Of
I don't
course.
want, a character to die.
No,
And last week I talked a lot about Curtis in a good way.
you
But when I saw
did.
him in that car, I
Okay,
was
were
like,
you
what are you guys
flipping?
doing? I was like, "Stop staring at him. You're driving." So, nothing happened, but I was ready to blame the 2 of them. Like, I was there
100%.
because I know it's coming, and I'm just saying, "Be more careful." So, not only is she, like, staring at him and he's, like, flirting with her, but then she turns to just kiss him. I'm like, "You're on a highway."
Highway.
So, at that moment, I'm like, "You guys are making this pretty hard for me." Okay. And this was just tough because at this point, we knew Isaiah was headed to Lulu.
Yes.
Okay. Because Lulu can't take care of a wound. When I found out that wound was infected, I'm like, he's a teenager. What's going on? Was he playing in dirt? What do you mean it got infected? Like,
Exactly.
what do you mean it got infected?
Right?
And I think I was the whole time, like I was watching those scenes, I'm thinking to myself, okay, you called Isaiah because of the wound. But my question was, does anybody who looks at this wound, are they just like, you fired a gun? Like,
Because
that's my.
well, I no, you took the words right out of my mouth because I'm like, okay, so you're cutting. How does that work exactly? And especially with the fact that Gannon was a doctor in different places and he was friends
Yes.
with Lucky. I felt like he was completely caught on to what was happening.
Well, yeah, he clarified that right before he left that any professional would know.
Yeah.
Minus Elizabeth, but exactly what you said, the fact that he's helped people. He was Sidwell's concierge doctor by force, and
Yes.
he worked in war zones, so of course he would maybe recognize something like that, but it was the fact that he said anyone else would.
Mm.
So, I'm wondering about Elizabeth now.
Do you think she'll figure it out?
Well, according to Isaiah, she should have. So I'm not that's what I mean. I'm kind of wondering, like, what's going on there? Because I don't think she knew, not from how she acted. And honestly, doctor-patient confidentiality. I mean, I know Dante's the father, but still, like, I just
I think she's kind of sheltered though. Like as much as she was on the peripheral,
she's
she
a
was never around. Yeah.
trauma nurse. Like, she treated one of Jason's I guess she's good with the bullet wounds, not like
That's what I'm saying.
the
He
hand
he
that causes
knows
the wound.
he knows how to fire the gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyways, so back to this dramatic, tragic
Yes, yes.
accident. So Isaiah's on the road, but someone else was, okay? And
Okay,
that
like so
was
nervous.
very so nervous. So we have like a random scene of Brooklyn having a glass of wine with Lucy,
Yes.
just talking about the baby, celebrating, and also, I mean, I guess we finally got clarification on Lucy and her plan, like we've been
Did we
saying.
though?
I I mean, it's better than, I guess, where I was last week, where I was like, "What's she gonna do?" And now I know,
Okay.
what's she gonna do? Because she said it. Do I think it's a great plan? It's not a plan. It's
It's
just it
waiting.
yeah, that's usually how Sonny deals with
Yeah.
enemies. He's like, "Let's wait it out." I think Sidwell believed me. Sidwell's, like, gunning for him. He's like, "I
Right?
think he'll calm down.
Oh my
Let the
goodness.
first wave of grief pass, and he'll be over it." And I'm like, "Sonny, it doesn't even matter if you killed Marco. He'll just kill you to honor his son.
Yes,
Just to
exactly.
feel close to Marco,
Yeah,
he will kill you
totally.
and your kids." So, I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways,
So
guys, this is, like, the worst recap of, like, a dramatic incident.
Okay, so tell me,
Yeah.
what did you think of when Curtis does wake up
Oh!
and his actions follow
No,
the
he did
waking up?
his best to talk back to me today on this soap
Oh,
opera.
I was
He
gonna
was like, "I just couldn't." He didn't give a good reason why. He just said it would have been
say.
dangerous to grab her and pull her out of a door that was open.
Open, totally open,
So
with a
I
low
just
console.
he like no sense of urgency. He's like, "Jordan," like I like he tried. He's like, "Oh, can you get up?" Like, I was just like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, he gets out, he walks around, he tries to open it, and then he tries to yell at her, "Can you just do it yourself?" And I'm like, "This is exactly what happened in your last marriage. She did it all herself." And so I was just thinking, just drag her out. And today he's saying it would have
Yes.
been dangerous, but dragging her out the other side and getting like you were moving her. Like, you know what I mean? You were
Regardless, you're
moving
moving
her.
her, exactly, away from the
As
car.
as Laura pointed out, wasn't there an explosion? He was like, "Correct. Correct."
It was bonkers to me, like, I'm like, "Please, at least somebody tell me he had a concussion or something, because that would, like, help me understand the process of what happened next." But, early start and props to the makeup artist because we don't
Yes.
usually see gore and, like, the details of the accidents, so I was, like, amazed, actually.
I totally agree with you because when I was watching it, I was finding it hard to watch, and I
Yes.
also was like, "Okay, they're showing this a lot because they worked really hard on the makeup. I know they
Right?
did, but I can't watch it." But to what you said about, like, did Curtis have a concussion? He has a bruise on his head, and he was dizzy when he got out of the car, but that is no
Yes.
excuse if you love a woman, okay? If you are really in this, like, when he was talking to Laura today, Laura's like, "I know she loves you, and that's gonna pull her through." I'm like, "You joking? You think her love for
Mm.
Curtis is gonna pull her from the brink? No. No, I
It's
don't
her
think so."
paycheck, girl.
It's her paycheck, it's her son. At least they mentioned TJ because
I
I
know.
realized today she has a child of her own, a grown one, who I guess is working. So is he just in the background off screen?
No, I do not think he's working at GH. We would have heard his name over the intercom system because I put the captions on and I have not read his name.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny. So yeah, I wasn't impressed. I am impressed he kept his mouth shut about Valentin. That is the only
Yes.
thing that impressed me about that whole situation. And also watching him go like, "Yeah, I saved her alone. I did it alone." Like
I'm a hero.
it's like this man is in an accident and it's so hard for me not to poke fun at him.
Right? No, but he, like, caused that on himself. I'm
But
sorry.
and he needs to get checked out. Like, you have cuts all over your face and you have a bruise on your head. He's like,
Yes.
"I'm good." I'm like, "Nope."
No, you're still bleeding. Those wounds have not dripped, but you are still bleeding, sir.
Ugh. Oh, do you know what was kinda cool about that whole situation at the hospital?
Tell
We
me.
haven't had a curtain emergency in so long.
No, but
W
stop. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, "Oh my god, the last time I saw this, it was, like, with Maxie."
Oh, was it? Because like, back in the day, it was, like, crazy night, gunshots, blazing, and we've got curtains. So I feel like curtains really suggest it's bad and it's good
It
and it's
is. That was
dramatic.
when, Maxie was having the baby. I think wasn't that when, like, all that stuff when they were in the room, like, that those are the last scenes I remember in the curtain.
In the curtain. I was happy to see the curtain, gold star to the
Yes.
curtain.
Yes.
Okay, so this is an accident. It happens. Chase gets there to question him,
Chase.
and I had to rewind because at one point Michael is showing up and just checking in on Curtis, obviously
Yeah.
interrupting the investigation, the
Interrogation,
question.
yeah.
Yeah, interrogation, that's it. And I had to rewind because, like, Michael just stopped talking and walked away. Like, there were no words exchanged. It was just Chase acting like Michael wasn't there and clearly annoyed that he was interrupted.
But I kind of loved it because I felt like Michael won that scene just by his silence, giving Curtis his support, and then walking away. It didn't fuel Chase's image of him. It was just like, I'm a good person. I'm here. I'm gonna do what I need to do. And you're Chase.
But the thing is, last episode, I said, in terms of what or how Chase sees Willow really depends on his animosity toward Michael. So watching
Yes.
his animosity toward Michael, whether he admits it or not, is going to make it so satisfying when he sleeps with Willow. But it's also the thing that's going to keep him going. But like Michael drove her to this
Oh
because
yeah,
of
big time.
Michael.
Mhm.
So anyways, that scene I thought was hilarious. It was so catty. Like I was
Right?
just so shocked to see that kind of a scene with a bunch of men.
Well, that's exactly it, and we love that kind of stuff, like Drew being the mistress,
Isaiah
this
too,
whole
loving it.
right, and, like, the cattiness of this scene, like, I love when they do that little spin on things for us.
I
It's very entertaining.
I do. Okay, and what was so insane about Chase questioning Curtis, like, "Did you get a good look at the other car?" And I'm just like,
Your
"Is this?"
wife.
That's exactly, like, I mean, he has a history of arresting her, he just hasn't had to do it in so long. He moved
And
on to her grandmother.
they joked about it. Was it this week?
Was it?
Was it this week or last week where they
Oh,
had this
something.
little in the entrance where she's like, "You can arrest me later, whatever. Let's go and get the information we need from Willow."
No.
Yes.
That's bad.
Interesting.
Yeah, because she was speeding to get back to hear the news.
Yes.
So again, she's having the glass of wine with Lucy. Their night
Mm.
ends. Dante gives her a call. She rushes out, but she has not stop or stopped. I don't even know how to conjugate right now because this is so
This is
crazy.
crazy.
And it's Friday. But she has not stopped giving giving, like, guilty face.
Right?
Right. But also, Isaiah's giving weird face, but she's giving more weird face than Isaiah.
She always has the doe eyes, but now it's like nervous.
Yeah, she has the doe eyes, and her mouth is often open when
Often.
she's upset, and now it's the same. Like, it's the same, it's the same, it's the same. But with Isaiah, it was an interesting conversation because Portia's like, you know, like, "I always worry about these things." He's like, "What do you mean?" "Car is crashing." That's what I was like, "What?" He's like, "Car is crashing, like, anything could happen," and then he just looked really freaked out.
Right?
Meanwhile, Sidwell's like, "Sonny did it, and someone's
I
after me."
can't. I
So it's like,
can't.
this is so many ripple effects here. And also why I think it's Brooklyn, even though Isaiah is a suspect in my mind.
Yes.
Like, I truly hope that they are just throwing us off, right? Like,
Me
really making it
too.
look like it's Brooklyn when in reality, she might be worried about something else. I don't know what else she could be
Oh,
worried about on the highway. What?
so okay. You scare me. What if it's a misdirect not just for us, but a
Okay.
misdirect for Chase that keeps on pushing him into Willow's arms?
Oh, 100%. But what do you think she's really worried about?
I don't know. I was
No,
hoping by the time I finished up that sentence, something would come to me.
that's pretty much how I approach this podcast. So, like, if we just press record, something will happen. But why I also think it's Brooklyn 100% is because when she was talking to Tracy, she said everything And everything is great right now in her life, that everything she's
Yes.
ever wanted was
Yes.
happening. I did happen to notice that it never included Chase. She mentioned Phoebe, she mentioned
Right?
Geo. And that's the thing. When you have everything you want, the last thing you would want is to lose it over some kind of a mistake, a la
Mm,
Christina,
mm,
you
mm.
know?
Yes.
I mean, can she keep this secret? Is she gonna feel guilty?
She has to. She has to have Phoebe. If she goes down for this, then what happens with her, developing a relationship with Geo and taking care of Phoebe and her being that parent with Chase out of the picture? It's something to do with not necessarily her guilt, but Chase being out of the picture. I just don't know what it is yet.
Because before, when I gasped, but then I'm
Yes.
like, I don't even think what I'm gasping about could even make sense. But I
Okay.
was like, is she freaking out because she maybe saw Willow and like Chase? Not even doing anything crazy, but maybe interacting. But that's probably not it because she reacted to the Highway 91.
Yeah, that's true. She did. She
Could
did.
she feel guilty because she drove past the accident, not
Okay,
caused it?
yes, 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 yes. Because remember, there were two accidents. There was also Charlotte's car. So she doesn't even know which accident she passed by that she didn't stop to help somebody.
Oh. So what do you think caused Charlotte and Danny's accident? He's just a bad driver?
Bad driver. I don't even think he doesn't have his license. Charlotte has her license.
Because they don't even seem shook. They didn't even
No, at all.
say they didn't say anything in terms of, like, what caused it. They were like, we found it like this," and that was it. We got
Exactly.
we got 0 detail from them. Today, they confirmed that during that whole situation, that while Valentin was exposed and feels very comfortable exposing himself, and I feel like Carly even used that line, and then he
Mhm.
smirked. I'm like, "Did this man smirk?" Because she was
He's
calling him out on, again, exposing himself, but he smirked. But either way, it was confirmed that Curtis did not see Carly, so could not make that association, and
Yes, thank
Valentin
goodness.
wasn't wrong when he told Carly that Curtis won't say anything, given that he helped him.
Okay, like, I know we have to delve into much more, but I'm giving,
Do
like, a
we? I don't
million
know.
stars with Carly and Valentine. To me, though, this week, I know there was a big accident, but for me, it was the Carly and Valentine show.
Are you j Yes. First of all, logistics corner. So before,
Yes.
like, I even get into all of the Carly Valentine, I was, like, really hooked on the part where she called a tow truck and knowing
Yes.
because they introduced the concept of Corinthos towing.
Just recently, yeah.
Yeah. So you're thinking, okay, this really does come in handy. I think if I were to go into organized crime, I would definitely want a
Oh, yeah,
fleet
totally.
of tow trucks. I think that's definitely a good way to operate. So
Mhm.
because I was like, I was trying to understand what was going on because I'm like, isn't someone going to find the car? But then I realized the whole towing thing because
Mhm.
immediately she's like, get in the car, we're ditching this. And the kids are like, okay.
Okay.
Like nothing phases them and trying
I
to hide
know.
all of this from Lulu. So
It's
funny to
so
me.
funny.
So funny to me.
She
But, you
can't
know,
even handle a wound being infected. You think she can handle this?
you're making me laugh right now because look how easy that cover up was. Maybe it was unnecessary, to be honest, right? Because those kids don't look shook. It
Yes.
doesn't seem like the two situations are really connected.
Mhm. I agree.
Okay, so that gives me hope that
Me
maybe,
too.
yeah, that maybe Brooklyn is not associated with the bigger accident because it would be more dramatic if it was Isaiah,
Yes.
right?
Totally.
Because that would make sense for their circle.
Exactly.
Okay. So we don't know what's going on with Brooklyn, and we're gonna hope it's nothing. And we're gonna brush it under the rug. But I love how they like Carly could just take on a cover up spontaneously, and Lulu's still trying to figure it out. Like it took her a while. They're like, let me go back to the scene of the crime. Let me talk to my mom. Let me tell Nathan all my ideas about investigating this further. Let me
Mhm.
take him to the hospital. And now she's finally getting it. She's like, I'm gonna call Isaiah and do this under the table. Too late. He's so infected. He's
Right?
so infected, he needs needles and pills.
I cannot. I cannot.
Me neither, but it is
Should
what it is.
should keep a close eye on him. I'm like, what do you think she's been doing? She's gonna literally like sleep hovering over him.
But she should have been watching the wound, like, literally. She should have just been staring at it because
Honestly,
all she's been doing is following him around.
that's true. That's not where the wound is.
Okay, so back to Carly and
Back
Valentine.
to Carl.
Do you know what I think about those 2?
Tell me everything.
But this is what I think, okay? I feel like both Carly and Valentin, now that I've watched the whole entire week, I truly feel like they are working out their trust issues on each other. Like, this is how deep it
Yes.
is. This is how deep it is. We know that Carly's traumatized with Brennan's lies, and she also threw in Drew. I stopped factoring in Drew a long time ago, but
Same.
according to her, it was really weird that she dated someone and then he turned evil and dated her daughter-in-law. I get it. That is weird.
It's weird.
So, remember, before when she started dating Brennan, she had told Jason it's nice to like feel wanted. So this
Yes.
idea that she could be desired, I guess she hadn't come across that in a while, so Brennan slipped in there. But it's crazy because like Valentine is like all kinds of desire,
Oh
right?
my
All
goodness.
kinds.
Just oh, so much.
And earlier in the week, right? The back and forth, and then they made out a little. Like that was insane.
The wall okay, so I have to share this. We haven't done one of these things in a really long time, but on our Port Charles Facebook page,
Yeah.
we have a person named Nancy Sam who made this comment about Carly and
Okay.
Valentine. So it says, Val shaking that drink in front of Carly got me pregnant. And I laughed so hard because everything they do, it feels like we shouldn't be
Mhm.
watching. Everything is a seduction dance.
Exactly. Okay, so you have to watch the That's Awesome podcast when Valentine was on it.
Oh my
'Cause
gosh,
he
yes.
was talking about, like, working with Carly well, sorry, the actress Laura, right? And he was saying,
Mhm.
like, she really likes to work they really work on the scenes together, and I
Mhm.
love how it's coming across. Like, this is so deep, and even they talked about it. Like, nobody saw this pairing coming,
Yes.
and it's working like crazy. Like, the fact that she experienced this betrayal with Brennan, and she finds this new person, and that's scary, right? Because he has the same background as Brennan.
Mhm.
And so just to be able for her to say, like, to get her trust of out, like, "Can I trust you?" And she had her moment of that, but then Valentine had that moment too.
That was so unexpected to hear him be so vulnerable. But wait, are we jumping ahead? This is
No,
when
yeah,
they're
we're not gonna jump ahead, but just, like,
okay,
that's
yeah.
where we're at, right? Like, they're both
Yes.
pushing each other on the trust issues, okay? And I think
Yes.
that that is a big deal because I think it speaks to the longevity between the 2 of them. But before that even happens, they're getting all heated. They go deal with that car situation. It's handled quite well. They have more like kind of conflict where Carly thinks that she's being played. So again, they do that like cat
Mhm.
and mouse thing. You know, they get close, it's pushing you away. It's almost kind of like just denying, like, is this really happening?
Yes. Putting it to the test.
But then he makes a very bold request. The guy who is a mastermind, you know, he's amazing at strategizing. He told her to endear herself to Brennan to stay with the guy. And he told her, I don't want that anymore. What?
Oh my gosh. There was that part, and I think it was within that same scene that they told each other how much they are annoyed by one another, and
Mhm.
it blew me out of the water because it was a million times more effective than the "I love yous" that we heard a couple of weeks back. Everything is compared to that now.
I can't because it happened again this week. He loves me and I just can't. Like every time it's being said, I'm like, I don't know. Like either I'm saying no, he doesn't, and I can't even help it. It's just my response to the TV when
Right?
I hear it. So I can't with that. And you're right. All that bickering, there's way more heat and way more chemistry, and it was done just exceptionally
Oh, yes.
well. So we're
Mhm.
buying it, and I think we're very committed to this. But then
But then
but then Brennan shows up.
I was so annoyed. I was like, "This is the second interruption. What is going on? I cannot it's like you're yelling at the TV for them. It's like, "Get out of the house, Brennan."
Because it's just so hot when they're on screen together,
Yes.
and they were kinda leading to that moment, you know, we're all hoping for the night to go exactly how we all think it's gonna go, and he shows up, and given Valentine's request to be like, "Dump the guy," and
Yes.
how the conversation was progressing, Brennan gave her the opening.
I know.
He
I
gave her
know.
the opening, and, like,
I'm
I
still hurting.
posted like, what I posted was, "Okay, I wouldn't have dumped him because I think Valentin is being emotional right now, which is such a rare thing when it comes to, like, the
Yes.
scheme and plan. And I felt like Carly was being more level-headed, understanding that this relationship with Brennan does need to be maintained for the time being. But if I were her, I would have just circled back. Like, I would have just been like, "Look, this is a lot for me to process. I understand what you're saying, and I don't wanna say anything I'm gonna regret. Can we just take a breath tonight and get him out?"
100%. I was so like, I literally like, talk about the acting, like, being on point because Carly's, like, acting on top of acting, which we absolutely love,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
we
So, like, it's so meta. Like, she
Right?
acts like she loves him, and she doesn't. Like, we couldn't get over how she lied when Jason came back to town, telling Anna that he wasn't there, and we were like, "Why do we believe her? We know it's not true."
Exactly, and then we could literally see Valentine's heartbreak just through his expression watching them kiss, like, I was so devastated for him and so mad at Carly in that moment, and him having to linger
What?
and wait, I was freaking devastated.
No, I was too in it to be mad at Carly for that. Like, of course, I was disappointed they didn't hook up. I think I was just jaw on the floor, mesmerized about this mess, and it was done in front of his face, and she knew because today he
Yeah.
was like, "I watched you." She's like, "I know." I couldn't believe it, because I'm thinking this is crazy because, he's bringing up all these points, but I felt like today, the way she had explained it, I was like, "Okay, I buy that." Like, I understand how you could have convinced yourself to sleep with him, like, how you worked your way up to sleep with someone that you despise.
And that's what's so fascinating about this story because, yes, we're rooting for the whole Carly Valentine situation, but we can also see that she's coming from a point of like she is in control of her life. She is maneuvering
Yes.
all of these situations. She's finding her space. She's rebuilding her trust. She is absolutely in control. She's scared, but she's in control. And what was kind of like the kicker is how they edited that scene when she's looking
So
down to see
good.
Valentine because, like, literally that's the only way she could get through it, but she can't tell Valentine that. She's just like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, there's, like, 5% of me that, like, kinda loves him."
That's what made it so crazy because
Right?
part of me knew in that moment she was sleeping with him for Jason. Again, really messy. That's why I was like, this isn't safe. She's with Brennan. Valentine's watching and she's sleeping with a man she hates because he told her where Jason was.
Yes.
And she needs more from him. And he's stating the obvious,
Obviously, yeah.
yeah, how could it be fine when Jason and Sunny did it? But to be honest, there is a distinction. She
Yes.
wasn't that on the outside. Like, you know what I
No.
mean? She was way more in than out, and there
Eh
was very minimal that they could tell her, and even for all the things they
yes.
didn't tell her, she could just say, and in their silence, have it confirmed. It was very different.
And their rule, number 1 rule, the children never get involved, and Sunny reiterated that this week. And
Yeah.
what did Brennan do? He involves, like she said, people that she loves.
Well, Brennan is not the only one who involves children. Apparently, Willow couldn't care less if children
Oh
were
my
involved.
word. Only if it's her children. Let's keep that straight here.
Well,
Her
she's
value of parenthood is far better than Valentina Charles' relationship.
Oh, yeah. She said that, "Why wouldn't you pick me over this
I
innocent
couldn't believe
teenager,
it.
Charlotte?"
Couldn't
She's like,
believe
"If it
it.
was me, I would put my kids first. I always put my kids first." And I'm like, "Literally?" And then she looks at Drew. She looks
He's
at Drew,
rolling his
so
eyes.
I love it because at one point he couldn't do anything, but today he was rolling his eyes
Yes.
all kinds. And so I thought that was hilarious. She's lucky he can't speak back because
Right?
you literally chose him over your children, why you lost them in the first place.
Thank you. Yes.
That was honestly a sight to see. Like, I just couldn't. Like, we're actually seeing this uglier part of her. Like, we knew she did this thing, and we're
Yes.
just watching her get away with it. But it's very different when you're seeing her, let's say, rant at Drew. But I think this was a whole new low, watching her really kinda use her mom.
Right?
Really kind of, because she's always
Manipulating her.
yeah, because she's always rejected her help, but now she kind of needs her. The relationship is different. The stakes are higher because she likes her life now. Before she didn't like
Exactly.
her life so much. Now she loves it and she will do anything to hold on to it. So it was really interesting watching how she behaved with Nina, but I was super proud of how Nina handled it by saying like, "No, like I'm more solid now. I'm not going to compromise myself for you the way you did with Drew." She didn't finish her
Yes.
sentence that way, but that's what I would have said.
Mhm.
But it's also showing how Willow has evolved and how she understands how to play the game rather than be on the sidelines.
True.
Too bad she needed the help and lean on so many men to kind of get there. Kind of sucks.
Yes.
But she learned a thing or two and saying, "Can you use what Brennan loves against him?"
That was clever. That
It
was very
was
clever.
it was clever, and obviously it's hitting a nerve given where things have landed because he's like, "Oh, crap, Michael too?" Like, he's just
Right?
he's, like, making a tally of all the children he's negatively impacted, and basically losing Carly is essentially inevitable at this point. But what's worse is you have Nina going to handle it while Willow is simultaneously concocting a terrible plan.
I'm scared about what her plan is. All she knows is,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
murder and paralysis.
Okay,
Mm.
so the thing is murder well, shooting him was her own choice. But
Yes.
everything else was like Sidwell.
Okay, that's true, but now we have a lot of people in the crossfire, so where's gonna be her misstep? We have Kai in
Mhm.
her, like, line of vision. We have Trina. Now we have Charlotte. So, like, how is she gonna tackle all of this? Because she can't do murder at all.
She can't do murder at all.
And to all a good night.
I mean, she could. She'd get a new nickname for sure,
Yeah,
but
totally.
it can't be the answer to all your
Well, that's what
problems.
I'm saying, right?
So I don't know what she's gonna do to Charlotte or to the other
Uh,
kiddos on the
yeah.
show.
Oh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
all kids. Oh my gosh, it's even better. So she's like, "I'm Mother of the Year, but I'm gonna harm children."
Yeah, that's what makes it so great.
Yeah,
It's
I
so
agree.
great. Okay, so, speaking of Kai and Trina, they were having a good night up until her dad got into an accident, but we're gonna talk about before then.
Yes, the good
When it
parts.
was good. Yeah. So, I just wanna say Christina's dress was amazing, and I was kind of
Stunning.
right? And I was kind of annoyed because it took a while before we were getting scenes where the dress was properly shown,
Yes.
because there was always somebody standing in front of her. I'm like, "I don't really care for this conversation. Can I see the dress, please?"
Right?
Her and Jacinda, though,
What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
oh, like, Christina's in love, and it's really weird. Every time I see them together, it's so creepy because it's always them and Christina being like, "My brother's so great. You guys are so great. You guys are so cute. I love you as a couple." I'm like, "Honestly, this is a two-person job. Everybody's fine. You can step back."
I know, and I don't like, I'm hoping it's just a crush for her to remember that there is
No,
people who are kind out there, but if she's gonna
no.
do something crap to her brother, like, ugh, I'm not here for it.
She's not gonna do something intentionally bad to her brother.
But that's the whole problem. That's Christina's old character.
Yeah,
Unintentional mistakes with huge bunker size consequences. I don't want that for her.
me neither.
You
I don't, but I don't see any other way. I don't see
Fine.
her being mature enough and just taking some distance. Having one-on-one time with her brother as opposed to
Mm,
one-on-one time with his girlfriend, but all of the things happened, right? Like, their time alone, the dress she helped with. "Oh, can I have a
yes.
drink?" Then Jacinda serenades her off screen. It was as
Oh,
compelling
yes.
oh, yeah, it was as compelling as the love
Yes.
between Jason and Britt. I'm just gonna say it. It was
Exactly. She was amazing. That's what I've heard.
I that that was hilarious to me,
Truly.
unless it surprised us with the nurses' ball because there was a bunch of nurses' ball mentions. So they
Yes.
had that moment, and then they had the other one, which I thought would happen. Left
Okay.
alone at a bar together.
Mhm.
Michael has to leave. So they had all those elements allowing them to build something, but I'm just not sure. Jacinda's head over heels with Michael. So there would have to be
Oh.
what? What? How? How will it
Okay.
happen?
So
Because it's
here's the thing.
gonna.
It's gonna because right now, Jacinda, she made it very clear that she hasn't had a wonderful friend who's a girl, like a bestie. She hasn't had a bestie like ever. So for her, this is novelty. She doesn't have family. We know a little bit about her backstory. She has Michael, who comes with all these great loving people, and not
Yeah.
only that, bestie included and sister. So Christina will try to make a move. Jacinda will have to kind of hide all of this and reject her kindly, and then that's gonna create the rift as opposed to something actually happening and Michael finding out and it being an even bigger problem.
Well, that's a decent alternative where
I
no
really
lines are
need that.
crossed, but lines
Yes.
are crossed.
Yes.
Or
It's like
or
it's like B-story drama, you know?
yeah, or
Oh god. Uh,
they kiss basically. Like something's
yeah.
gonna happen and cross the line.
Oh, yeah, like, definitely she's gonna go a kiss happens, but Jacinda's gonna be the one to stop and not allow it to go further and want to take the distance from Christina, whereas Christina's not gonna wanna take distance.
But my alternate is
Oh,
that
boy.
like Jacinda's like, huh. Like
Mm,
it happens,
God.
but it's a secret
Yeah.
and it makes it worse. And there's like kind of something between them, even if it doesn't get acted on. Whereas yours is that Jacinda has boundaries.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited for either one, but it sucks for
Same.
the Michael Christina relationship though.
Yes, because 'cause they've highlighted it so much.
Yeah, just to destroy it. So there was that drama going down, but also related to Michael, Jocelyn walks in. Another thing to happen off screen is him asking about the friction between her and their mom, and then
Yes.
they cut away, and then we never see Jocelyn interact with Michael again.
She was having a light work day that day. She had, like, a tiny little interaction with Trina. She had a tiny little interaction with Emma.
But she was lonely, right? She was roaming
Yeah.
around
Yeah. Oh,
with
that's
nowhere to
true.
really be, but this was amazing, and I honestly needed the reminder. They gave us an audio flashback of reminding us that Dante knows she's WSB.
Yeah, I totally forgot that he knew and had that information, but I kind of love that. I'm like, "Okay, so there's something else building here."
Yes, because, like, she interrupts and I'm like, what is wrong with you? You wanna be a spy, but you're very intrusive and you're odd with the way you approach things. You're like, "Hi, we're not friends, and I don't really know your grandma that well, but I found a book with her face on it.
It was
I think I
so
know why she's
weird.
crazy now." Like, "No. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is not a conversation for you." And then Dante's looking at her all weird. Nothing clicks until that, like,
Yes.
flashback happened. And I was like,
Yes.
"Oh, right. But what's he gonna do about it?" But I'm guessing since he had the flashback, he'll get involved since his ex-wife and his son don't really wanna be involved with him.
That's true, and the whole WSB thing, so it's gonna be a lead up to Anna, a lead up to Cullum. So, like, it's little baby steps, but he's involved, he's getting there, right?
Oh, I get it. Jason's not there, so Dante has to
Yes.
do something.
Yes, he absolutely does, but, like, I mean, I love Dante and I love this whole, like, he has to kind of go on the dark side, see that the law, some people take advantage of that. Like, I love the position he's in, protecting somebody he loves, Joss. Um, if he figures out, the whole Rocco situation, the WSB involvement, like, I can't wait to see how he wraps his head around it. And he also mentioned to Emma, I like that he brought his experience into it, sharing with her that, like, he's come out of it. So maybe there's hope for Anna. Like, there's a lot of moving
Yeah,
parts there with him that I'm really loving right now. And honestly, apart from all the WSB stuff, I loved, loved, loved when he called Brooklyn and said, "Our boy
I
is performing."
know.
I got goosebumps because, like, it just made that connection with them that we talked about. Like, are they going to find their way back to each other for one night, for a relationship? So I think Elizabeth was a misdirect. Chase is going to be with Willow, and there's going to be some, bonding over Geo with these two more and more.
I think you're gonna flip-flop on that every week.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I heard. No, no certainty there. Just last week you loved one thing and this week you love another. But do you know what I'm thinking? Because if Jason was around, he would have definitely taken on the WSB. But the more that I'm listening to you talk about Dante, I kind of like that he gets a bigger chunk of this story. And do you know what I
Yes.
never, ever, ever considered?
Tell me.
Because Anna was going on about the WSB, and we felt like, that she would be this mentor for Jocelyn. But it never occurred to me that Dante could be someone that can get through to Jocelyn
Ooh.
because he's in this weird gray space where he does share a lot of her views, but he has come to a place where he can love Sunny. And it's not like he hasn't felt the way she's felt before.
Yes, exactly. Oh, I love this. Okay, I love that a lot.
Like, they sat together at one point, and there was a long time ago where she was babysitting for Lulu when Dante and Lulu were together, and there was a period where they would refer to Dante and Jocelyn as, like, brother, sister.
Yes.
And honestly, I wouldn't hate that. Like, we talk about how, like, Dante and Molly, in terms of the family, have that connection, but I think I would be really interested in seeing a Jocelyn Dante bond, considering where she's at, kind of a little lost, and not many people being able to understand that life. I feel like it would make sense if they got very close.
I like that. Like, I think that would be a really beautiful path for their relationship and for her to find her storyline within the family again.
And do you want to know also why?
Tell me.
Because they're on the outside. You have to
Yes.
remember, it wasn't just that, Britt told Jocelyn that Lucas and Marco were helping her. It was the fact that she burst in there saying, "We have to do this for Jason. He's my
Mhm.
family." But she had to learn from Britt that Jason had a plan. Like, regardless of them supposedly working together, he was going to leave town with Britt. And Jocelyn didn't know that, and nor did he feel the need to inform her.
Right? So bad.
So
So
there is
bad.
this sort of on the outs that she is, and Dante has to be by nature of his job.
I love it. Okay, so there's 2 other siblings that are kind of on the outs from each other that we need to
Okay.
talk about. Britt and her Nathan wannabe.
Oh my gosh, I could not love their interactions more. So now that the truth is out, I
Yes.
loved it in private with her calling him Cassius over and over, but we got
Yes.
a lot of questions answered. He does care for Brit.
And, we talked about the fact that he's helping Lulu. So he's really toying between where he needs to be because he legitimately does not understand how dangerous Sidwell and Cullum is. Like, I can't understand. He's like, money and power, man. Like, whoa, are you serious right now? It's like they will murder. Like, are you not putting this all together? What's happening right now? Do you not believe that Cullum actually stabbed Marco?
That is a good point because it makes you wonder, like, Cassius, what has been your role in all of this? Because it does seem a little naive to be like, we're gonna go, we're gonna say sorry, we're gonna get this cold fusion thing
Right?
under wraps. I'll be free, you'll be free, and I'll be James's dad forever. And no one's ever gonna know. He's never
Right?
gonna
Like,
know.
I can't. Like, he's a facilitator and networking person. Like, I don't, who are you?
Exactly. And it was a dead giveaway when Ava showed up. He didn't
Yes.
like no cop would come to broker a deal between their sister and Sidwell. One of the funniest things to have come out of all of that for me was finally realizing that the C was for Cassius, not Faison. Remember a long time ago she got her medication and it was signed C?
Yeah, I literally saw your post and was like, "Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. Thanks for explaining it."
I know that's not even a thing, right? It's not a thing because that's not part of the story anymore, right? The story is essentially Faison had a million children. We thought Faison was alive, but he's very dead, brain in a jar. And the whole big secret was that his secret child, Cassius, was carrying it on. So I understand that that's on like zero people's radar. This is not a thing. But I sat there being like, oh, that's that to me was like the big reveal when I was watching him and Britt, and there were so many funny lines that came out of that. So when he says to her, "Whatever fantasies you had about running into the night with your automaton boyfriend, let him die."
That's so good, so good.
That was so good. So Nathan, I can't stop. Cassius's plan for now worked,
Yes.
but I mean, okay, I do get his point. I do feel that Sidwell is in a place where he's not really trusting anybody. So I do
True.
think that as much as I felt like, just shout, Brit. Just say it. Say who killed Marco. Say all the things. Because Sidwell is saying that he knows that Marco was trying to help her.
Mhm.
But I do kind of believe Cassius that he may not have believed her.
I think it's twofold. He may not have believed her, and he does want her to be okay, and Cullum is the only one to be able to provide the medication. However, if Cassius has the combo to the safe, he could just, like, steal one, reverse engineer. So I'm really confused as to it's like he's navigating bad guy 101.
Yeah, he's not that far away from Nathan. Like he's like if this was like on like a scale, like a visual scale that we can see, like he's far away from Faison and
Yes.
closer to Nathan, but not fully Nathan.
Well, yeah,
He's
he's
not
like,
that evil.
I'm, like, a tiny little bit bad, like, I leave the light on when I leave the room. Like, it's like, "Okay."
Well, because he's not there and he's supposed to be a cop, I don't think he does have access to the safe in the way that, like,
Fair.
Paula and Pascal and everybody else in the house did.
Yeah.
What I will say is this: due
Uh-huh.
to Lulu's decision to be with Cassius, even though she doesn't know she's with Cassius,
Yes.
do you understand that because of that, she won't have a leg to stand on if Dante decides he wants to date Elizabeth?
Yeah, not a single leg.
This is what's gonna be so fun for me. I know there's a lot going on right now. I'm just confident Jordan's okay. According to Curtis, she's in stable condition. But that's the thing with this choice Lulu made with Cassius is that even though it's not really Nathan and technically she never crossed a line with her best friend's current husband
Yes.
and ex-husband's best friend, the point is, she thought she did and she was willing to do it. So for that reason, this totally changes the dynamics with her and everyone else moving forward. And I can't wait for all of that. But I realized that Dante and Elizabeth would be a weird pairing for her because that was like her sister-in-law and
Exactly.
big sister for so long.
Mhm.
And she's bound to have a reaction.
Oh, Lulu, she's gonna Lulu all over it, but, we're here for it.
Oh, yeah. But it's interesting to know that Cassius wants to be Nathan.
I know, I found that interesting. I haven't kinda taken that all apart yet.
Okay, so you know what else?
Tell me.
Okay. I'm sorry, but I literally think this every time, okay? I like Gio and Emma, but every time they hook up, this is how old I am. This is what I say. Ew, in your grandma's house? I just can't. I can't. Like, it's in your grandma's house. And every time they do it, I'm like, that's your grandma's house. Like, you're doing it in your grandma's house. Like, that's all that I can think about is grandma, grandma, grandma every time they're doing it.
I feel you, and I'm so old that I have to fast forward through the scenes with my eyes closed. I just I can't. Valentin Carly, I will watch, I will
Oh,
rewind, I will
yeah.
watch again. There was a flashback, I was into it. This? No, thank you.
Like, okay, so he ran up to the attic and slammed the door.
Yes,
But
so
right before
funny.
he did, Carly said something, and I'm like, "Well, there's nothing else to name the podcast other than Stockholm Syndrome sex thing."
Yes.
Like, he was so mad. He, like,
So
went to
mad.
walk the ground. He's like, "I heard you." And she's like, "And why does that bother you?" I'm like, "What do you mean? You
I
were hooking
know,
up
I know.
earlier."
It's like, I'm jealous. She's like she didn't know what to do with it. Like, I love that she can maintain face, and then the minute he was out of the scene, she's like, "Oh my god, he totally loves me."
I know. I think she's shocked that he desires her to, like, that degree, but
Yes.
they're so amazing together.
So
So
amazing, so amazing.
amazing.
You know who else is really amazing together?
Who? Oh,
Rick and
Molly.
Sunny.
Oh,
No. I love them too, but honestly, the level of, like, scene stealing with Sunny
no.
and Rick lately and the love that they share and the banter, I was actually watching it with Olivia, and she enjoyed their scenes as well.
You know what? You're not wrong. Because when I was watching them today and I'm like, "I feel this strongly." Like, there's so much chemistry there that, like, you're not wrong. Like, I'm there for that. You know, some relationships just have it, kind of like I'm there for the Britt and Lucas relationship.
Yes,
But there is
exactly.
something fiery about Rick and Sunny. It's just so meaningful, and it's also silly. Like, when he said, you know, like, "Alexis really needs to know about Danny. So so can you tell her?" And he was like, "What?" Like, he's freaking out, and Sunny's like, calm about the whole thing. He's like, "Our relationship's pretty good right now, so"
But I love that Rick is like okay, so I love the transition that they made this week. So not only was there that cute banter, it was brotherly, and then they kind of reinforce that. So then Rick jokes about, like, hazard pay, and Sonny's like, "Yeah, totally worth it. I'll pay you hazard pay." So there's still that, like, brother-lawyer, like, how do you say, client-lawyer relationship that they're kind of hiding behind. But then there was that scene by the door where he's like, "I wanna make sure," Sonny's talking to Rick, "that everybody in my family is protected." And he looks at Rick and includes him in that conversation. And I thought Rick was totally gonna shed a tear. Like, he really solidified this week that, like, we've been building, 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 but I want you protected. I want you around. I like where this is going. I like having you as my brother. It was huge.
But I think the only person hiding is Rick. Like, Sonny has no problem being a brother from what like, the lead up to all of this and whenever he would talk to anyone, it was clear that
Yeah.
Sonny was wanting and waiting, it was just a matter of Rick being a good person for that
Yes.
to happen and being loyal, so I feel like Rick's constantly being like, "Do you love me? Do you love me
Yes,
really?"
yes,
But, like
100%.
yeah, so, I mean, Sonny's not hiding, he's like, "No, I love you. Like, I literally fired Diane for you. Get in your head, brother. You're mine, I love you," and it's like he's doing the best he can to make Rick feel
Yes.
loved, which is amazing. Can I also say this? It's not the same bond or relationship at all, but did you notice no one saw Jocelyn leave, but she
I
just
know.
vanished, like, all the friends were together and Jocelyn was just gone. Like, she's so out of the loop there.
Well, when you mentioned the loneliness and her hovering and not finding a place to kind of steady herself, that scene made so much sense that she just
Yeah.
kinda disappeared out of it. Yeah, it was kinda sad. I know. Oh my gosh, we talked about all the things. We covered all the stuff. I gave away my lines and stuff, but I'm gonna throw stars to you.
I'm gonna give stars to Carly and Valentine. I
Oh,
don't even know if
that
they're
their star is on fire.
fire. I'm gonna give a star to Drew rolling his eyes because I kinda love that.
Me too.
A star to Nina standing up to Willow, but also standing up to Brennan.
Yes.
Even though it's like, she shouldn't be the one, he does deserve to be blackmailed this way. He really does deserve to have that threat of telling Carly, but I find it funny that it's coming from Nina, that she discovered she had leverage.
I know, I love that.
Um Who else should we give stars to? Stars to, like, the accident makeup. Not that the accident happened, but stars to, like, that storyline and everybody that it pulled in.
Exactly, we gave stars to, Sunny and Rick,
Oh, yeah,
um,
Sunny and Rick. Can I give, like, a really weird star?
for
I'm gonna give
sure.
a weird star to Danny and Charlotte, how laissez-faire they are. They're like, "Whatevs." Like, she had to talk to him. She's like, "It's probably best you don't join the mob. Like, I don't think you can take said well. Should we go on a fast drive? Cool. Let's call Carly. We're kind of accidented." Like, they just don't care, those 2. So I'm gonna give a laissez-faire star to them.
I love that. I'm gonna give one last star, which I don't even know what to call this. Maybe we can come up with a name for it, but it's like Willow confessions. Like whenever she's around Drew, she either like throws things in his face
Oh,
or
yeah.
comments about their life together. I don't know if it's therapy for her, confessions, or what it is, but I'm gonna give a star to it because it's always awkward. Drew can roll his eyes now without the paralytic as strong as it needs to be until she like puts it back in his veins. But those scenes where he actually has a tiny little bit of reaction to what she's saying is gold.
I love that, Willow Confessions, and she's bold, she's like, "Let Drew stay here, he can't do anything," and I'm
I
like, "But
know,
he's
wild. They
still
couldn't
gonna."
leave the room?
Like, he's I know, like, "Let's wheel him out." Like, you could've went outside, and then the thing is, according to her, she is gonna let him out. So you
I
want him to
know.
have more ammo? Like, what do you think, you're gonna let him out and he's gonna say, "Thank you"?
Right? Oh, she is wild, man. Okay, cute bad moment.
Okay, my cutie pie moment goes to Geo because of kind of like this unexpected scene slash statement. So he's obviously changed how he feels about his parents, but then he
Yeah.
says this. I didn't think anyone would look at me that way again because, he
Oh,
lost his mom. So for
yes.
me, that was 100% my cutie pie moment. That was amazing.
Oh, yes, I absolutely loved it. It was so special and very particular. I loved it very much. So can you share with us your handle, please?
I will share my handle, but I realize there's one line I just want to highlight. I'm sorry. It's from Ava. How is
Mhm.
it that you can tell Sidwell that he's the father of my daughter and my brother's killer in the same breath?
I know, isn't that wild? She's like, I don't have like I can't give you an opinion. I'm sorry.
But just so you know, he did this to me. Like, it's
Yes.
crazy, and I was definitely thinking a lot about Julian this
Yes.
week. I was thinking about, like, Danny and Lucas specifically, because both of his like, what would have happened if Julian was around? And then I'm watching Lucas, like, I just felt like they were giving Julian energy, right? Julian
Oh.
tried to scheme and he was more of a mess than anything, and when I'm watching
Yes.
Danny and when I'm watching Lucas, I'm seeing a lot of that, and also, I kinda wondered if Phoebe's family would have Julian and Jerome. I mean, I thought it like, I definitely thought they had Jerome ties, but what if it's, like,
Yes.
Julian's daughter?
That would be insane.
Okay, so before we're done, so I'm done with the comments.
Yes.
Handle is at Cutie Pie Colored on Instagram. You can find, the coloring book on Amazon, and there's links to it through our page.
Perfect. Last star for me is Cody and Molly. They're
Oh,
adorable.
yeah.
I'm loving this beautiful, happy phase they're in.
And I love that she got her book.
Yes, me too. Oh my gosh, folks. Okay. We covered all the things. We talked about all this stuff.
Oh,
Mother, father.
I just wanna let you guys know that Mel is busy next
Oh,
weekend,
yes.
right?
Thank you.
Big basketball tournament. So for the record, we're not gonna record to my knowledge.
No, that is an accurate statement. It is not happening.
Yeah. No, because, like, if, like, I don't know, it's like, what's the week gonna be like? Am I gonna have a quick chat with Johnny? I'm not making any
Oh, got you.
promises,
Got you.
right? So
Ooh.
to my knowledge, there is no podcast,
Okay. It's going to
and
be
I
a
will
surprise,
that
y'all.
statement. If it's there, it's there. I don't know that I would publicize it. He's always like, "You're really not gonna publicize it?" I'm like, "Meh."
Oh.
We'll see.
Okay. We shall see.
We
To
shall
be
see.
continued. Dun, dun, dun. That's a wrap, folks. Have a fantastic weekend. Bye bye.
Bye.